everybody, and welcome to Trash Culture video number 2. A while ago I did talk about how this trash culture, the fake progressive Hollywood has been destroying our favorite franchises: Terminator, Star Wars, Charlie Angels, Batwoman, Ghostbusters, and the list keep going. And one thing I said over there is that all of this is in the name of diversity, because they're so concerned about that. But it is all a fake. I like to call this the fake progressive, because if they were really worried about diversity, they wouldn't be spending time swapping gender, swapping races. What they would be doing is spending time at creating original stories, because people don't really have anything against diversity, but people really have a problem if you keep swapping original characters just for the sake of diversity. This is called the forced diversity. That's not what people are just, how many more movies are we going to see reboots and rehash? People are sick and tired of this fake progressive Hollywood. So today in this video I will be talking about 3 things that really proves how our culture, pretty much led by the mainstream media, has really become this trash culture. So one thing we will address here is the media having a meltdown over the Joker's Oscar nomination. He got 11. We're also going to talk about the female-led Indiana Jones TV show. Oh yeah, that is coming apparently, according to We Got This Covered. And also we're going to talk about the backlash that Ricky Gervais got from the media for exposing the hypocrisy of Hollywood. So let's start with the Joker, right? So this shows how much of a trash culture and how delusional these people in Hollywood are. These people writing these articles, or man. Okay, first and foremost, even before the movie came out, the media was already attacking this film, because this movie is about a white male. Oh my god, the man is so evil, we cannot make a movie about that. But to this day, I'm still trying to understand what is their problem with this character, because this movie is about a comic book character that has been around for a very long time. And if you know anything about this character, is that this character likes chaos, this character likes violence, this character is a psycho. So if they're making a movie about the Joker, we can all expect those things. And yet the media, critics were complaining that these things were present in the film. I was like, these people are crazy. Not only that, like, the performance in the film is beautiful, the cinematography is beautiful, the script is great, it makes you understand how he falls into madness, and but the critics are like, oh my god, this is such an absurd, I can't believe this movie has 11 nominations, this is absurd. I mean, let's have a look over here at what is this, CNN. CNN is just saying, the headline is, "This year's Oscars are a joke," and it's just kind of citing over here the reason why it is a joke, and one of it is just saying that, complaining about the Joker's 11 nominations, most of any movie. And then we have Slate is also saying Joker Oscar nominations are a joke. Stop the madness, this movie's dumb as hell. Oh my goodness. And then the other one, the Washington Post, is saying Joker dominated the Oscar nomination because it captures our age perfectly. And there's like, this is a perfectly normal headline, but then when you read into the article, it is saying, from its dumb yellow title card to its anti-hero dumb delusions of grandeur, to its dumb absolute belief in its own progressiveness, Joker is just as stupid as can be. And then the writer of this article says, Chloe's eloquently stated, perfectly capturing the hyper-articulated rage that has met Todd Phillips' movie success. Anyways, pretty much what this article is doing here is trashing the film. And in my mind, I was like, dude, are these people, they can really call themselves critics? Because nothing can be made nowadays unless it has some sort of political statement, unless it's about a strong female lead, and or unless it's about some sort of like race here, this and there. And don't get me wrong, I've already said many times, people don't have a problem with like female-led films or diversity. That is not the problem itself. The problem is that the studios use those things to pretend that they care. You know, they changing a character gender in the film does not make this movie progressive. And if it is in fact throwing crumbs to the females and saying, look, we love you so much, we just stole the story from the guy and gave it to you. And people are applauding. And the problem that people have with this particular film is the fact that it is a guy that has mental problems, that is going psycho. But on the other hand, I'm thinking over here, don't they know that this is the Joker? What were they expecting when they went to see this film? I mean, maybe they didn't want the movie to be made, because that's the only explanation I can have. This is a fictional character that came from comic books. You know, he is crazy, he's a psychopath, he is Batman's biggest enemy. And you know, what is the deal with the media complaining about this film? The film is fantastic. It has beautiful acting. Oh yes, it's because it makes you sympathize with the villain. I mean, that is not exactly what I got from the film. I wasn't sympathizing with him, but I did understand his madness and what took him there. But most people, normal people, would not react the way that he did when people were bullying him and doing those things, you know? Oh my goodness, this is just so ridiculous. And then let's talk about the female-led Indiana Jones, right? So We Got Discovered is reporting that there's a movie coming out, and the movie will be with Harrison Ford, but they are working on bringing it to TV with a female-led Indiana Jones, because this is exactly what the world needs right now, a female-led Indiana Jones TV show. Again, if you want to know one thing about me, is that I love movies. You know, Indiana Jones, it's one of my favorite franchises. The perfect combination is Spielberg and Harrison Ford. I love those movies. But one thing I really hate is this kind of like gender swap things, you know, because the movie was so successful. So that's the problem with studios as well. You know, the formula already worked. They know that the brand is popular, but instead of expanding the brand, what they have to do, they have to gender swap it. You know, let's just, you know, all the females are trending right now. Let's just make a female Indiana Jones, because it's exactly what people want to see. I mean, this shows their lack of creativity, but in fact, it's not really lack of creativity, is lack of wanting to bet on new ideas. What they want is formulas that already work, and that's why we have so many reboots and rehash and gender swap and all this and that, because all they're giving us is the same old stuff with different characters, and it's sad. It's really sad. But that said, this article is actually saying that the idea is to have this female Indiana Jones to be his daughter. So in that case, it could be a little bit more acceptable than just making a female Indiana Jones. Because the way I see it, we already have one. You know, if you look at Tomb Raider's Lara Croft, she's kind of the female Indiana Jones. She's an archaeologist. She's pretty badass. So as I see it, this is completely unnecessary. And usually my problem with these things is that, okay, they're saying it might be Indiana Jones' daughter, but you know, they're probably gonna make this character disrespect the original Indiana Jones, because that's another pattern we have been seeing lately, right? We were promised what in Star Wars, that it was going to be a passing of the torch film, and what happened? Well, they put Luke Skywalker, you know, squeezing titty milk from an alien. What else? Not caring about anything and anyone. What kind of passing of the torch was that movie? You know, I didn't see anything close to what they promised us. I also saw Leia floating in space. I also saw Han being killed by his son. I mean, that's the kind of passing of the torch. So my problem with these things is that they want to continue the franchise, but they're most of the time not doing it in a very respectful way. And of course, if you don't know, Indiana Jones is under Lucasfilm, which is under Kathleen Kennedy, so this is not really something that we could see it as a surprise. And then another proof that our culture became so trashy nowadays is people, you know, the media and all the Hollywood people bashing Ricky Gervais for his speech at the Golden Globes, because to me what he was doing was exposing people's hypocrisy. But what people did, you know, especially these articles that are saying stuff like this, is that yeah, this was a political speech. I didn't see any political about that. What he was saying that is that these Hollywood elite people do not understand the real world to be preaching to other people. Like, it's very easy to tell us go vegan, but do you know how much it costs to go vegan? Or order organic food, do you know how much it costs to buy organic food? I mean, they don't understand that because they don't have these kind of problems. They don't have any, like, they don't need to think about having to worry about buying food, you know, or the climate change, for instance. You know, of course we should always do our part, but then you have these celebrities talking about climate change when they're taking private jets everywhere. You know, they should lead by example. So what he was doing that is really exposing these elites' hypocrisy, and people didn't understand that, and the backlash was like, oh my god, he's becoming so political, as if anything. And he even had to go on Twitter and explain himself that nothing that he was saying there was to be political. What he was saying there is pretty much exposing people's hypocrisy. What he was saying, with other words, was clean your own backyard before you go complain about your neighbor's backyard mess. That's what he was saying. That nothing to do with any politics. But anyways, guys, trash culture is indeed something that we should, it's up to us to deny these things. You know, people are making all this crappy entertainment, don't support it. You know, people are just, you know, the more we support these things, the more we're giving the studio money, the more that things are never going to change. And you know what? Despite all the failures and all these movies bombing, for instance, Charlie Angels, what else? Terminator, all these movies, you know, Ghostbuster was a huge bomb. It still did not teach them a lesson. So honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I am sick and tired of this trash culture. I know I'm sick and tired of this stupid mainstream media not really understanding what things are about, or what they have no connection or touch with reality, and they don't really understand the audience that they are writing these articles for, you know. But anyways, guys, that is the end of this video. Please let me know your thoughts on this trash culture. I would love to hear it. Drop your comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.